Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Easy Online English. I'm Sahara, and today we have a special video about phrasal verbs. Now, these are advanced verb combinations that native speakers use all of the time. So all of the expressions we will teach you today will be ones that you can use in natural conversation with other native speakers. So let's go. So in situation one, we'll be going over phrasal verbs that use on. Now, like I said, phrasal verbs are a combination of words, and it's usually a verb, or always, a verb and a preposition. And when you put them together in a sentence, they give the sentence new meaning. So this is why it's really important to know them. Now, if you Google these phrasal verbs, you will see that there are many definitions for some of them. But for this video, we are just going to give you the most common usage of them. So the first one is insist on. Insist on. And this means to demand almost. So here is the sentence. I insist on doing it myself. I insist on doing it myself. The next one is carry on. Carry on means to continue and to go forward. So we will carry on with this experiment. We will carry on with this experiment. The next one is move on. Now this also can mean continue, but it means also to leave something behind. So you're moving on, going on to the next thing. So we have to move on. We have to move on. The next one is feed on. Feed on means to eat or devour something. So the crabs feed on seaweed. The crabs feed on seaweed. The next one is have on. Have on means to wear something. So I really like that dress you have on. I really like that dress you have on. The next one is rely on. Rely on means to depend on something. So you can say, there is nothing that you can rely on in this world except yourself. There is nothing you can rely on in this world except yourself. Next one is build on. Build on means to develop. So you can say, we need to build on the ideas we have. We need to build on the ideas we have. The next one is go on. Go on also means to continue or to move forward. So we can't go on like this anymore. We can't go on like this anymore. Okay, in situation two, all of these phrasal verbs will be about off, right? So the first one was about on, and now we'll do the opposite, off. Okay, so the first one is show off. And show off means to display your accomplishments to other people, but usually in a negative way. So he likes to show off how well he speaks French. He likes to show off how well he speaks French. The next one is see off. See off means to say goodbye to someone. So, can you wait for me while I see off my friend? Can you wait for me while I see off my friend? So the next one is send off. And send off means to dispatch or to literally send something to someone. He sent off copies to various people for them to edit. He sent off copies to various people for them to edit. start off. Start off is another way of saying to begin. So she started her career off acting in children's theater. She started her career off acting in children's theater. The next one is come off. And come off means to fall off or detach from something. So one of the pedals has come off my bicycle. One of the pedals has come off my bicycle. This one is very similar. It's fall off. And it means very similar meaning to detach or come off. So when your exhaust pipe falls off, you have to replace it. When your exhaust pipe falls off, you have to replace it. The next one is keep off. And keep off is another word for avoid touching or doing something. So there's a small sign in his yard that says, keep off the grass. There's a small sign in his yard that says, keep off the grass. So the next one is go off. And go off is another way to say explode. So a few minutes later, the bomb went off, destroying the vehicle. A few minutes later, the bomb went off, destroying the vehicle. So the next one is knock off. And knock off is another way of saying discount. So you could say, we have knocked 10% off the admission prices. We've knocked 10% off the admission prices. The next one is payoff. And payoff means to repay or to complete payment on something. So it would take him the rest of his life to pay off that loan. It would take him the rest of his life to pay off that loan. The next one is nod off. And nod off is the motion we use to describe when you're going to sleep and you're very sleepy. So it kind of looks like this. That's nodding off. So you could say, the teacher went off on him for nodding off in class. The teacher went off on him for nodding off in class. Okay, in this next section, we're going to go over phrasal verbs that use in. All right, so the first one is break in. And break in means to force entry into something. So you can say, the masked robbers broke in and stole $1,000. The masked robbers broke in and stole $1,000. The next one is bring in. Bring in is another way to say earn. So you could say, I have 3 part-time jobs, which bring in about $30,000 a year. I have 3 part-time jobs, which bring in about $30,000 a year. Okay, so this one is give in. And give in is another way to say surrender. So you could say, I wasn't going to give in. I wasn't going to give in. All right, so this one is have it in for someone. Have it in for someone means that you want revenge from them. So you could say, she has it in for me. She has it in for me. This means that she wants revenge on you. The next one is take in. Take in means to absorb or to savor something. So you could say, you take in every piece of the environment, everything. If something's very beautiful, you could say, you take in every piece of the environment, everything. Okay, so the next one is turn in. And turn in just means to return something to someone. So you could say, you must turn in your paper next Monday. You must turn in your paper next Monday. This one is cut in on. And cut in on means to interrupt someone, usually a conversation. So you could say, he cut in on our conversation. He cut in on our conversation. So he interrupted you, or he wanted to give his opinion. So this one is hang in. And hang in means to be persistent or determined about something. And it's usually used in this sentence, hang in there. Hang in there. And that means you're trying to be encouraging to someone. So stay persistent. So you could say, hang in there, these times will pass. Hang in there, these times will pass. This one is join in. Join in. And it just means to include someone. So you could say, is it okay if I join in? Is it okay if I join in? The next one is roll in. And roll in means something is coming towards you, or you are accepting or receiving something, usually in a continuous way because it's rolling. So you could say, don't forget, I always kept the money rolling in. Don't forget, I always kept the money rolling in. And the next one, in this situation, all of these use the word out for their phrasal verb. So this one is point out. And point out just means to point out, literally point out something in the room or point out something in an area. So you can show it to someone else. So you could say, point out which one you like. Point out which one you like. Next one is wear out. And wear out means that you've used something a lot and now it doesn't work anymore. So you could say, we're going to wear out all of these brushes by the end of the month. We're going to wear out all of these brushes by the end of the month. This one is carry out. And carry out means to continue doing something until you complete it. So you could say they will carry out the experiment regardless of what will happen. They will carry out the experiment regardless of what will happen. This one is leave out. And leave out just means to not include something. So you could say, if you don't like spicy food, then you could leave out the chili. If you don't like spicy food, then you can leave out the chili. This one is try out. And try out is just another word for testing something. So, for example, I wanted to try out the boat next weekend. I wanted to try out the boat next weekend. This one is let out. Let out. And let out means to reveal or to allow something to leave. So you can say, if I were you, I would not let out the secret. If I were you, I would not let out the secret. And this one is die out. Die out is another way to say something completely dies and goes towards extinction. So it doesn't exist anymore. So you can say, some species are expected to die out soon. Some species are expected to die out soon. So the next one is workout. And workout is a very common one, and it means to exercise. So you can say, I work out at the gym twice a week. I work out at the gym twice a week. And the next one is hand out. And hand out means to disperse or to give something to people. So you could say, one of my jobs was to hand out the prizes. One of my jobs was to hand out the prizes. This one is hang out. And hang out just means to spend time at a place or with other people. And this one also is very common. We use it all the time. So for example, you could say, I often used to hang out at the mall. I often used to hang out at the mall. This one is cross out. And cross out means that you want to omit or take out something from something else. So for example, I want to cross out the unnecessary words. I want to cross out the unnecessary words. So our last one is bring out. And bring out just means to show or reveal something. So you bring out the best in me. You bring out the best in me. Thank you guys so much for watching all of our videos. We've seen all of your comments, and thank you for leaving them. If you really liked this video, please comment below and let us know what is your favorite phrasal verb from this video. Also, please like and subscribe and let us know that you're here. And please share this video with another one of your friends if they're learning English. We'll see you next time. Bye.